So welcome back everybody, this is Paul again from Best Stuff to Buy, and today I'm going to talk about some products that I found very useful for my flight simming and also for my student pilot activities. And I'm going to recommend a number of products here, and I'm designing a system here that I'm probably going to market at some point when I get a good system together. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about it here. For one thing, you're going to need a good pencil or pen, and there's a saying in aviation, a short pencil is better than a long memory. So get yourself a number of pens and pencils at the very least, and you need something to write it down. And there's a lot of little forms that you can get that are already pre-made, and ones like this, little post-it notes with clearances and runways and altimeters and initial headings and so on. You can write down that information and put it very handy. Now, the system I'm using here, I've designed that basically fits around your neck, and that means that it doesn't get lost. Now, they have these really amazing gadgets now that are these retractable little clips, you might say, for holding your ID. And I got a couple of these here, and I found out that they're incredibly handy because it allows you to put your board down here and use it, and then let it sit on your lap, and God forbid something happens, it falls down, you can easily pick it up and so on. And in addition, I came up with another device that I would attach to it. Let's say I don't want it to fall down at all, and I want to put something like more of a fixed length connector there. I can do that, so I have that available as well. Or I can take this little clip here and I can clip it on to something else. For example, this is another product I recommend. It's basically a transparent clipboard with a little sleeve in it, and you can put your maps in there and anything else you want in there, including your plotter. And then what I do with this one is, if I want to have my map handy and I'm going a long distance, for example, and I just want this, for example, my flight plan, some other particulars here, I can actually connect this together, so it actually works extremely well. It just sits on my lap like this, and I can write and so on. And if I ever have to leave the plane, or once I'm establishing flight and so on, all I have to do is take it off like that and put it on the seat next to me, or keep it handy. Now, in addition, when you fly, you're definitely going to want to have at least one light, and this is a great headlamp from Petzl. Petzl is a company that makes a lot of outdoor products for tree work and landscaping and rock climbing and all kinds of adventures and so on. And this little light here has a number of settings. It uses LEDs and 3 AAA batteries. Very, very great company, and there's a lot of products similar, including one called Princeton Tech. Now, in addition, I suggest that for a lot of adventure types of flying and people going out into bush country and so on, it never hurts to have an extra compass and a wind meter. And basically what this is for is that, let's say you want to check the wind, and you can say you're at a small airport, you can set up and see an average speed wind or gusty winds, and then you can see where the direction is, just to make absolutely sure. And if you're flying a small plane, maybe an ultralight or something like that, you might want to have some of these little gadgets handy. Now, in addition, for a little bit more of the gear that you need when you fly a plane, I have found this really, really interesting plastic container which has like a clipboard surface, and you can open it up, and in here, again, I have another pen, and this one's attached so you can't lose it, and some markers, and an extra map, and little sleeves here. These are really great products. This one's by a company named Ulands, and they're waterproof. You can seal some kind of documents and things in there, and they won't get damaged. Same way with your iPhone. Now, I find the iPhone, by the way, I recommended it in another place on my site, and it's a really, really great product. This has been a lot of places with me. It's got the OtterBox outdoor case on it. This thing has dropped many times, and the OtterBox is a great, great case. And you can also put it inside these plastic sleeves and to protect it even further. Again, there's a kind of map here. Jefferson's makes the great maps, and a lot of other aviation products. This one here is one of those kinds that's made a little bit more plasticized. It lasts, you know, through a lot of serious activity. Pilots like to fold their maps back and forth a lot of times, especially if they're flying around a lot of cross country. So that's another good quality type of map to get. Now, I found this company called Glove Light at the aviation seminar, and this is a great little gadget. I just had to buy one or two. There's a red one and a green one. I got one of each, and it attaches around your hand like this, and you know, you can put the beams of light, you can turn them a little bit and focus them down toward where you're writing, and it doesn't blind you because they're red or green. And I find they're useful actually even in my flight simming when I want to just look around a little bit and I don't want to turn on a bright light, or just look around the cockpit, and you know, it's a good light for looking at your gauges and so on. And there, like I said, there's another one that's a green one. Now, speaking of light, you definitely want to have at least one more light here. Here's a simple one that I got at a local hardware store. Cost me only a couple dollars, and even came with batteries. It's very bright, has a magnetic surface in the back, and it has a hook here. And this is the type of light, you know, when you're doing your check run, your pre-flight, and looking around inside the cockpit, it's a great light to have. And if you ever rent aircraft, you could stick this on the roof and you'd have yourself a really nice bright dome light. So that's a number of products that I'm recommending. Now again, I suggest people continue with their education, and I have a book over here that was a great book about the Caravan. The Caravan is a fantastic airplane. I'm learning more about it. It was designed mainly for cargo. It's hauling and passenger in rough areas, and it has a lot of amazing capabilities and a great engine. And this is a book by a guy named J.D. Lewis and Leroy Cook. And another thing, as far as pilots, I recommend books a lot on one of my other sites, but this one is 101 Things to Do with Your Private Pilot License. I'm a big fan of aviation, as I said, and I suggest people learn about aviation, how important it has been, all the different things that happen because people have learned how to fly and invented great machines. Now again, pens. This is one called Pen Again. I love this little pen. There's a heavy version and a simple plastic version. And this one is the one I keep at my desk, and I tell you what, man, it just feels really comfortable in your hand, and it has a unique shape to it, and nice balance, and you can use it left hand, right hand, and if you're actually just kind of like turning away to do something, then you can just quickly switch back and use this. It even looks like an airplane. Kind of fun. Now again, here's one other little thing. It just seems like a small thing. It's called a lanyard, and I have them on my compass, and I have them on my wind meter, and I have it on my pens, and I have it on my clipboard. A lanyard is what kept an old ship captain's sextant from falling in the water, because if you lose your sextant, you're not going to get another one, and you're going to be really sucked. So again, the things that you need, you got to carry them with you. And it never hurts to have something right around, very close to you, the things that you need most. So again, this is the system that I'm building here, and I'm going to expand on it. I'd love to get viewers' comments about what they're using in their travels, because I'm a new pilot, and some of these experts now, they have all these fantastic glass cabins or electronics and so on, and screens for their navigation. But there's a lot of old-fashioned planes out there that you still need to have your real basic equipment right with you, and some of those kind of airplanes are a lot of fun to fly, and so hopefully in the future I'll be able to review airplanes. And if any of you out there listening to this has any great products you'd like to recommend, including airplanes and things like that, I'd love to try them, and I'll be happy to put them on my site. So thanks again for watching.